Hello, and welcome back to this channel. Today's going to be a very fun video because today we are going to be doing really some of everything in the room. Because lately we've brought many new things in the room, which is a new tripod, very exciting. Actually, some brand new filming technology that we're actually using to film this intro. If you guys notice, it's very smooth. I'm about to show that off. In a second, we're also going to be going outside, and we're also going to be cleaning up the garden because if you guys do a lot of gardening outside, one thing that I've really learned over the past few years is it really sucks at the garden once it starts to get colder outside, because then the plants start getting mushy, then it's not enjoyable, then you have to take out all the soil, and then you have to power wash everything. It's just better to get stuff out earlier than winter time. So before we do go and start doing a lot on this video today, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you not miss our video, and please like this video. Let's go start today's video. Now, starting off the video with technology. Number one, the tripod is now completely set up. I didn't really do time-lapse of that, but it's close enough. So this is very exciting. If you just heard the ding really quickly, just powered off. But I will say, you can see the kind of arm on top. Now when we're gonna turn it on, it's gonna do this. There we go. So this, if you guys have no idea what it is, this is a really good camera stabilizer. So when you're like leaning back like this or like wanting to film something really smooth, this is what you want. So if you guys noticed in the intro how it's like this kind of vlogging, it seemed very smooth because no matter how much I move it, like for an example, we can move it by a remote, which is very cool. Also, I did order this on Amazon if you guys were interested, but I can hold it like this and I can do this, and no matter what, the camera is always like that. So let's see if we can just turn it really quickly. Maybe like check this out. For some reason, it doesn't exactly want to do that. It's very precise on what it wants to do, but you can do this, and it's very good with that. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be vlogging like this the entire time, but it does really help if I'm going like up and down the roads trying to film some like B-roll, and I really want it smooth. Because if you guys have seen some of the B-roll I filmed in the past few weeks, when I slowly film with my phone going down the road, you can notice every single step I take on the camera, because every single time I take a step back, you can see the camera barely shake a little bit. So this should really help to just completely remove all of that. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a huge game changer. I'm also very excited about this because if I want to put this on the tripod too, I can put it like this, but I also have a remote. So check this out. I can turn it slightly. So if I want the phone to slowly go down a little bit or slowly go up, I can angle it to go up, which is very cool. And I can also angle it to go down. I kind of feel like I'm doing like a sponsorship or something here, but this video isn't sponsored today. But check this out, you can also turn it, which is a huge game changer. I really feel like I should put this on like the table or like a seat maybe. Maybe we should just raise this seat up somehow. Here we go. This is good. I'm gonna have to kind of angle the camera down, but you can kind of see all of it move. So all I had to do is do this, and the camera kind of just moves with it. Check this out. I don't know why it's not moving. Who knows? Maybe I've hit maximum on the sides, but it's very cool. I will say that's the reason why I'm holding the remote upside down. But it's a really fascinating thing. If you guys do want to check one of these out, I'm definitely going to be using these a lot more on the YouTube videos. I will say I am still planning to just kind of vlog with my hand, but the real reason why I bought this is once I do go live for Go For It Produce, and I really do start making a lot more high quality content with like really good B-roll, this is going to be a huge game changer to really make those videos a lot more high quality. Also, I'm very excited about this because it also has Bluetooth. So from one click of the button, this video can pause or it can go back on and it can start a new clip. But as always, this is a huge game changer. I need to do a little bit more to set up this tripod really quickly, and then let's go ahead and go outside. It is about to get dark, so we're gonna have to move pretty fast, and I'll show you guys the second we get outside exactly really what we're doing today. All right, well, we are now outside. I've been testing the tripod out a lot, and this looks really cool, so check this out really quickly. First things first is we can go over here, talk a little bit about some of the plants over here. We can go this way and talk a little bit about what's in this area. But what I think is very, very exciting is the fact that we can go down. You can see everything that's really behind next to me, or we can go up and you guys can see the sky and really enjoy that view. So just kind of going straight into the video, some things I've done lately is this area I'm standing at right now. Let's just go ahead and check this out. So this used to be completely full. So we had a ton of corn right here that ended up drying out. We had a ton of sugar peas that for some reason I probably should have taken out at the beginning of July, but I just took out about a week ago. This is about the same. I've not taken out any of the stuff over here, but I will say it's all looking very, very good. I'm very, very excited about all of this. I don't know exactly how much this tripod thing can actually turn. Okay, it looks like we're hitting the limits right there, but I will say coming this way, we have a lot of stuff growing over here. So something I'm very, very excited about with this is everything is almost fully grown. Well, you know what, I take that back. Everything is overgrown. So where do I even start? So this area right here is, for the most part, completely overgrown. We have a lot of, to be honest, I don't even know what this plant was. I believe this was lettuce, which is not good. Actually, now that I think about it, all of this was lettuce. And then over here, this was about lettuce too. We had cilantro at the very end this way. So very, very excited. Now, I don't know how this ended up in the garden. This is a tomato plant. I was actually looking through the garden another day ago. I was like, you know what? I don't know how that got in here, but at the end of the day, hey, it's still another plant. Now, I will say, the goal for today is really to see how much we can get done. I'm not planning to take out any of the soil, maybe a little bit here and there, but I think for the goal, a very good goal today, is to take out as many plants as possible. For the most part, this area just needs a touch up because these plants can grow as long as possible until it does end up below freezing here. So I will say we're growing rosemary, we're growing basil, we're growing oregano, spearmint, many, many things. We're growing about 7 different things, which I believe, bunching onions all the way back there. I might have mentioned that already, but I will say it all looks very, very exciting. And for the most part, let's just go ahead and start the time lapse of seeing how much we can really get done. We really need to take out a lot of the plants. And yeah, so there's a lot of exciting stuff out here. And I will say the idea for next year is, well, let's just say this. Every single year around the beginning of fall and just throughout fall, I always like to think about what is next. What should I do differently next year? And next year, I'm going to change a lot of stuff. Next year, I really want to go a little bit more big onto more permanent plants where they just come back every single year, which makes it slightly easier. It makes the landscape look a little bit less, well, abandoned, I guess. So, I mean, there's a lot right here and it kind of looks a little bit abandoned. So I will say, I'm going to be working on a lot of beautiful plants. I really want to work with tulips next year. I really want to work with a lot of different plants, maybe some irises. We already have a lot of irises all over. So very, very excited about that. But let's just go ahead and start the time lapse now. All right, well, so far we've taken out basically everything that we wanted to today. All of the plants in here are gone. All the plants in here are gone. I think a big goal for tomorrow or maybe this upcoming weekend is to take out the soil, clean these and put these in the storage. And then eventually we are gonna have to power wash this area. Just rainwater collects over time and then we start to get all just junk and soil just stuck to the concrete. The rings from the leftover pots stay unless they're powered washed off. So we'll have to do that too. This is looking good. I ended up doing a little bit over here, but there's a lot over here. So a lot of the spinach has been taken out. Just by my knowledge of growing spinach, it's just never gone well. So I don't know how much I'm going to be growing spinach in the future, but rosemary, I touched that up a little bit, and then some of the plants were just kind of trimmed down a little bit, just to kind of make it look a little bit more neat. But there's definitely still a lot of stuff still growing in this area. This area really just needs a really strong weed pulling day, so maybe that'll be a good task this upcoming weekend. But other than that, big day in the garden. All right, so far while we were outside, the grow lights did turn off, but check this out. I was able to harvest some basil. Now this is the flower petals that have dried up over time. Now all we need to do is just give it a good shake, and then check out the bottom. You can see some black petals, maybe. Might need to be shaken a little bit more, but you know what? Here we go. You can see some little dots right there. Those are actually going to be seeds. So if you have a ton of basil plants or something like that, you can really collect a lot of seeds and possibly sell some of the seeds. Eventually, I really do want to start a seed business with Go Hard Produce, which will be a different line, most likely after we launch the seasoning part. But this will be something very, very, very fun to talk about on this channel eventually too. So all we have to do now is we're gonna go through the room and check up on some stuff, and then I'm gonna take you guys around with me. So just going throughout the room, there's a lot of incredible stuff going on. Number one is germination room. Check this out. We're growing 3 different things right now. Well, germinating technically 3 different things. Number one, basil. Very, very exciting. Now I'm really hoping to fill up an entire shelf full of those growing and really just do a lot of testing. Rosemary, I don't really know if it's coming up yet. From what it looks like, absolutely not yet. I do have a heating tray on everything in here. I really do need to get bigger heating trays because these don't really accomplish a ton in here. I'm also growing oregano. I was going to say rosemary again, but this should take a lot longer than the others. Actually, looks like we already got one growing. Maybe one? Is that all? Maybe. I'm kind of just skimming through a lot of it, seeing if interesting. Well, that's really, really cool. At some point later tonight, I really do need to go through here and just kind of water them a little bit more and close the door. But so far, everything's doing pretty good. Now, I always like to do this and double check on bug traps. We do have a lot more in the room. If you guys were with us during the 1.0 setup, we had a lot of just bug problems with like spider mites and all sorts of stuff like that. So now we have more than ever. If you guys knew, we had 2 in the space. We had 1 in the main room, and we had 1 in here. Now we have 2 sitting in here. We have 1 right there and 1 sitting in the very back. We also have 1 in the germination room. And then we also have 1 at the very end of the hallway, which is just the same one again. Now, this is very, very exciting because check out all of this. Now, lots of exciting stuff. I will say something that I really need to do is now that there's a lot more plants growing in here and the air conditioning and heater for the main house does run this room, so I don't have anything special designed for this room only. So at some point I really do need to get my hands on dehumidifier, or I think that's what it's called, and try to get a little bit more of a stable humidity percentage, because I feel like just all day it just goes from 50 to 65, somewhere between that all day. I just kind of feel like when it's just at that high temperature, just mold blooms like crazy in here. I will say, update on the shelf. If you guys saw my last video, my last informational type of video, I talked about something that needs to be added to the room that I forgot. What I like to call the step 2 in the seedling process. Number 1, germination. It'll start in that room where the seeds will just start to form their very first root structure. Then, instead of going straight under these shelves, they need to go under a special design shelf designed for early growth. So, a great example for this would be kind of this. So this isn't the best example, but you can see how some of these are starting to come up. Now with this, I'd probably keep this in here for maybe 2-3 more days, and then I would take it into the other room where it'll be under special designed LED lights to help it grow a little bit brighter than these to really help it boost. But the thing that's gonna really be different is the amount of space between the lights and the plants. So instead of there being like this much space, there's gonna be more of like this much space in between it. So it's more gonna be just like blasted light on it, which would really, really help the plants be able to reach up a little bit more and really be able to soak up all that light and all that just LED technology. So I think that'll really, 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 really help. Now I've gone through a lot of stuff in here. I'm really trying to figure out grow lights. So I will have to pick up more grow lights, which means I need to figure something out. So all these grow lights right here are the old LED lights. Now I'm wondering if maybe I can add even more, like how it's right here, how it's like 3 on each. And I can just really have an advanced system where it just really blasts some lights on it. So technically, these lights are a lot more bright. So they are more equivalent. So the 3 of those aren't as strong as the 2 of those, which is interesting. So I do think it would help if I had the 3 under that where it's not as bright, and once it does go under their main spot, which would most likely be like something like this setup, they would just be like blasted on the light. And I think they could really take good advantage of that. Another thing is these plants really need to have more time out of the system before they do end up just growing like this. I just feel like the plants aren't big enough to be able to take as much out of this as possible. So I do feel like even like double their size right now, that's when they would have to go in the system. So there's a lot of stuff here. I do feel like this automatic fish feeder is a game changer. I've noticed, I was watching the fish the last like 2 minutes, and I've noticed they're starting to get a little bit restless. I will say goldfish are really, really fascinating fish. Really learned a lot from them, and very, very messy fish. Very, very messy. Create a lot of waste, which is also really, really good for aquaponics. But this system is doing really good. I've also noticed some algae starting to form, especially in like this bottom area, which is not good at all. Walking through this room, there's not a lot that's changed. I really do need to work with the ecosystem a little bit more and fill it up a little bit higher with water. The bar area, the packaging area, technically has had a lot of stuff done to kind of prepare it for more of the packaging design station. I'm very, very excited about that though. Now I will say I've had a lot of you guys ask what is going on with the business right now. So for everyone that hasn't really been with the channel for quite some time, and you've only been with the channel for the last few videos we posted, Go Forth Produce is my dream produce business. We would sell locally, and then eventually once our social media platforms can get big enough and I feel good with them, I want to be able to launch a seasoning brand where we will grow a lot of stuff in here, and everything will be designed for maximum flavor. It'll be, I guess, designed, it'll be grown for maximum flavor, for maximum freshness. Everything will be harvested, and the goal by the end of the day is to either have someone that has already bought it or have it already at the customer's house. So I'm thinking everything should be packaged very, very early in the morning and harvested once every week. And then we will, the next morning, we will do deliveries. And then by the afternoon, we will take it to the farmer's market, or just, we're still working on kind of just how the schedule is gonna look for getting all of this harvested, and then just all the behind the scenes stuff. My goal would be to harvest everything. Just the thing is, our customers need time to be able to get on their website after like work and after like family stuff, to be able to make their purchase for their weekly fresh goods. So I will say I really do want to give our customers at least a few hours to be able to make that purchase, where we can have their order ready as quick as possible. And we'll just have to really work on stuff. I will say we've had a lot of time to think about it, and we still have a lot more time to still think it through. And we will definitely be changing stuff over time. I will say this is my dream business. I worked extremely hard on where it's at right now, and I'm still really ready to really just make a lot more progress with this. Every single day is a new day to be able to learn more about growing indoors and working with better technology. My goal for the future for 2.0, and once I can do the big upgrade, I guess it'll technically be 3.0, I want to have this entire room powered by green energy, which technically means by either turbines, solar energy, or just something that's more just not fossil fuel. I really want to make this as eco-friendly as possible, and it can be as simple as collecting rainwater, filtering it many times, and then using that for the room, where we can make just this as safe as possible, where we can work just, that's the goal for this. Every single day, our motto here at Go Forth Produce is growing for the future. Being able to figure out more ways we can test with plants. I will say a lot of the setup is just going to be designed for growing the same way all the time. But at the end of the day, I really do want to designate maybe a few shelves for maybe growing stuff slightly differently. Maybe growing stuff in hydroponics, nutrient stuff, just a lot of many ways of growing plants. But at the end of the day, I'm very excited to start testing. We actually are testing already. If you look over here, we're growing a lot of flowers, which is very big for this room. Tulips also. We're also growing these to learn about these even more. We've already learned about this a lot, but at the end of the day, the reason why I am testing in here right now is so I can make slight different changes with like ventilation, with LED lights and stuff like that. So right now I'm kind of stalling a little bit to kind of fix some stuff to make the room as efficient as possible. I will say the goal is to open up in about 8 months, which gives us a lot of time to figure stuff out and be able to have a lot of plants growing. So I'm very excited about that. But as always, this video is gonna be very long with me talking for the last 25 minutes. But at the end of the day, I'm very excited to really do a lot on this channel. This channel is going to be designated as the official Go Forth Produce vlog channel, meaning you guys will be taken behind the scenes throughout my daily life as an entrepreneur running a produce business. So you guys will get to wake up with me. That sounds very weird, but I will say you guys will get to just basically see what it's like running the room, waking up very early, 8 a.m. every single day, walking in the room, watering stuff, just taking you guys behind the scenes, and just really learning about this entire setup. So I'm very excited about really what this channel has to offer. I know I talked about like other technology and like some of like the brand new tripods and some stuff like this. Our main channels, which are going to be the Go Forth Produce channel on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, many other social media platforms, those will be some high quality videos, more of like commercial type of videos, and just really professional shots type of videos, where this channel isn't super professional, where it's just kind of me vlogging, picking up the camera like how it is right now, just taking you guys throughout the day. So I'm very excited about that. But as always, this is going to be the end of the video. So before I do end this video, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you're not missed a video, and please like this video. Thank you guys so incredibly much for watching this video all the way through. As always, please check out our next video. If you guys haven't checked out our latest videos, check those out too. Our videos are very fun to film, and I really love it if you guys watch them. And as always, thank you so much for watching the video today, and especially supporting the channel. And I'll see you guys when we post next. Peace.